Someone needs to tell Bayley the truth, and in this video I'm going to tell you exactly what that truth is and why it's so important that someone tells her this. Because Bayley will always be connected with Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks, a.k.a. AEW star Mercedes Moné. Flair, Lynch, Bayley, Moné, they revolutionized women's wrestling in WWE in the mid-2000s. Because of their work, it has helped evolve women's wrestling to a main event level. It started in NXT, where they were actually taken seriously as one of the best wrestling products on the planet. They were not booked like main roster, quote-unquote, divas. They were able to look like the guys and put on banger of matches, main event level matches, headlining PLE matches. That later led to the main roster and changed the course of history. We've gone from the evolution, revolution, and to the golden era of women's wrestling. Now, because Flair, Lynch, Bayley, and Moné are so close together as friends or were friends, and because of their huge impact on the wrestling biz, well, they earned themselves a nickname, the Four Horsewomen, iconic throughout. Now, throughout the years, all four women, they've squared off in multiple singles matches, pairings, whether that be singles matches. They've also been able to team up with each other, and they even had a few triple threat matches. Ironically, WrestleMania 32, which was banger. Flair, Moné, Lynch, Flair walking out with the women's world title. That's such a great and underrated match. However, there's never been a fatal four-way pitting the four pioneers against each other, something which you would think would have already happened, considering that they've been in business for so long and under WWE contract for so long. Now, in August of 2024, Bayley, well, she's still doing the thing. While the others, well, they're either not in the company or they're currently on the sidelines. Bayley, she's the only healthy member in WWE right now. Moné, of course, in AEW. Charlotte Flair's out of action with a torn ACL, MCL, and meniscus, and Becky Lynch is on hiatus with her future up in the air while she takes time off from the business. Now, because of this uncertainty, a dream fatal four-way match may never occur. However, while speaking with DS of Ring the Bell during SummerSlam week, Bayley was asked whether or not she thinks the match could still happen. And Bayley kept her answer short and sweet, but she said, "I have to believe it will." Now, keep in mind, this match did not happen. The Fatal 4-Way match did not happen in NXT or on the main roster. Now, it should be noted that when it comes to this idea of doing a Fatal 4-Way match, we've technically seen it. And it was at NXT TakeOver Revival. Sasha Banks beat the other three women to capture the NXT Women's title. But do you remember that match? I don't. That was so early in NXT's tenure. Now, to be clear, it happened in NXT. But will it happen on the grand scale? Will it happen on the grand stage? Will it happen on WWE main roster television or a PLE? No. Now, and someone needs to tell her this, and it's the God-honest truth. Moné, I think, is someone who has talked about returning to WWE, but I think she has such grander ideas and goals in her life and her business that I don't see her returning to WWE for quite some time. I understand that she recently came out and she talked about how she was at SoFi Field in LA a few years ago, or last year rather, excuse me, for the Super Bowl, and she knew that WrestleMania was coming to the stadium that year, and she's like, I have to be here. And she was planning on returning, and in her newsletter, she's like, I'm returning to WWE at WrestleMania, and then she got invited by Tony Khan to attend AEW All In at Wembley Stadium, and she never went back, and she signed with AEW, and this was at a time in which she was on the outs with WWE, and everything like that. You have a lot of moving parts here, so think about this, where we're at right now. Charlotte Flair is getting older, and she is starting to view bodybuilding. Maybe she wants to start a family one day. We don't know. We have Becky Lynch, who is putting her family first and may return to pro wrestling. She may not. We don't know. She may work a part-time schedule. She may not go back to being full-time. Monet's on the outs with the company. I don't think she's coming back, and Bayley's just still doing the thing. She's talked about wanting to do this match on a grand scale for so long, and I just don't see it happening. For everything that I just listed, would it be great? I'm sure it would. I'm sure it'd be a very, very good match. Would it be as hyped as everyone would make it out to be? I don't think so. I just don't. I know Charlotte Flair and Monet has chemistry. I know Flair and Becky has chemistry. I know Monet and Bayley has chemistry. But all four working together, I'm not really interested in. Like, I feel like the whole Four Horsewomen thing was so 2017 or 2016 or 2018. I don't think anyone cares anymore. And I'll tell you why. Is Charlotte Flair the biggest name in women's wrestling? Yeah. From a accolade standpoint, from a success standpoint, yeah. Becky Lynch, big name. Monet, big name. Bayley, she's a solid name. She's not a huge name. Regardless, and I think highly of her work. I think we've moved past the point that match as like a dream match is something in which, all right, we didn't get it. Okay. It's not that big of a deal. I don't. Monet returning to the company, big deal. Monet working against Charlotte Flair again, probably a big deal. They got great chemistry. Do another Becky-Charlotte match, big. But I don't know if it's a situation for me personally, and I'd love to know what y'all think down in the comments here below. Is it a situation in which it's a Bayley thing where, like, you have magic with the three, you have magic with Flair and Becky and Monet, yet you don't have it with Bayley? Is she the weak link? Is it just a situation in which Fatal 4-Ways suck? I'm not a big fan of Fatal 4-Ways. I'm good with triple threats. Triple threats work because you always have a fresh person in there get heat. But in terms of Fatal 4-Ways, I'm not a fan of scrambles. I'm not a fan of Fatal 5-Ways or 6-Ways. I'm just not. I prefer singles matches and tag team matches. If you want to do, a ladder match or a Royal Rumble, okay, great. But in terms of Fatal 4-Ways, I think that's what's missing for me. But someone needs to tell Bayley it's not happening on the main roster for everything I just laid out. I would love to know, though, your comments on this. Do you think this is a match in which will happen? Do you think it's not a match in which will happen? Am I right? Am I wrong? Hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bell so you are notified every single time we upload new wrestling content here to the channel. I look forward to seeing y'all's responses down in the comments here below, and I will see y'all in the next video.